But I'm here today to tell you that we made the news. Chilliwack made the news in a good way. I don't know, some crazy things happened this week, but we made the news. Well, I won't say in a good way, but it was like, it wasn't really a bad thing so much as I guess in a way, maybe it was bad. It's not great. CBC, national news. Here it goes. Usually, by mid-July, Ian Sparks' corn crops are fully grown and ready to be harvested and sold. But this year, the Chilliwack farmer says it will be at least another 2 to 3 weeks before they can be picked. Sparks says the cold and wet weather BC faced this spring is causing the latest corn season he's witnessed in decades. Don't say it. Don't say it, Ian. Whatever you don't. I've never seen rain so often as this year in my farming career, he said. Now, I'm going to tell you, like Carrie and I have only been here 2 years, and I want to tell you, I'm waiting for that crack cocaine corn to come. Like that, the Chilliwack corn, there's just something like it there. So I want to ask a question. And how many people just raise their hands? They're frustrated that they haven't had a hold on the Chilliwack corn that's out there. You're like, okay, you see the hands out. Okay, there's people out there. So this is what we're going to do. I want to know, but with a raising of hands, and so if I could have maybe a couple of lights on, it's still in the house here for a second. How many people would say that how many people would say they have been living in Chilliwack, yeah, this shows I haven't, but in Chilliwack for less than 10 years? Just raise your hand if that's you. Okay, good, okay. All right, less than 10 years, okay. How many people would raise their hand and say they've been living in Chilliwack less than 5 years? 5 years. Is there anybody still less than 5 years? Okay, you in the back? Okay, so we saw that. Okay, so Greg, how long have you been living here? 2 years. Sam, what about you? 3 years? Okay, what's he say? 2? Oh, now we got, okay. So what month, Sam, did you come in? April. Okay, what about you, Greg? August. Oh, so as in like, so 2020, are you talking, Sam? And are you 2020 as well? Oh, Greg wins. Okay, let's give it up for Greg. Everyone's clapping, saying, yay? I don't know. No. So we're going to set you up. So as soon as they open up, we're going to get you a bag of corn, and we're going to have a whole prize pack, corn, butter, salt, everything. We're going to put it all together, and we're going to bring it to your house, okay? We're going to bring it to you. So that is worth clapping for, okay? Greg, way to go. That's great. Because I can't wait for that to come. Here's the problem. You BCers. I should say us BCers, because I'm here too. But I have to say this, like, never. Okay, I'm going to start turning into Mythbusters. That's what I'm going to do. So so this is what happened. So in June, okay, we got 114 millimeters of rain. In 2020, we got 108. Oh, sorry, off by 6. Okay. In 2018, we got 110. Oh, off by 4. Sorry. In 2012, 10 years ago, 153. No, it never. No. Okay, and you say, well, that was just June. Okay, well then I thought, you know what? Someone's going to complain about that. Fine, I'll do it from the beginning of January. Okay, and here we go. So in January, since January to now, we've had 778 millimeters. Okay, last year. Yes, okay, it was better. It was 655. 922, okay? In 2018, 965. In 17, 912. In 16, 868. Get your facts right, you guys, okay? That's all I have to say. Lastly, somebody said, well, no, it's not like about, maybe it's just like the spring season. Okay, fine. Okay, this year, since March, we've had 480. Okay, I went back 5 years ago. If this isn't a word from the prophet, it had 666 millimeters of rain from March. And so don't tell me this never happened. But I get it. I get it. We get used to this. We love corn. We love the Chilliwack corn. I'm telling you, it is so addictive. And so I thought, because I, top of the line, stink at agriculture in any given way. I don't have a green thumb. I have a dead thumb. Like, I don't have anything that's really good that way. So I looked up and thought, like, what is stopping the corn from growing? So here's the things that they said: inadequate water or too much water, soil compaction, insufficient light, heat stress, temperature, cold drafts. Those are what they say are the main reasons why corn doesn't grow. All the sites I checked, they never say bad seed. It's a given. The seed's going to be good. So no one says, you just got bad seed. It's this expectation that the seed is fine. It's all the things, all the components around that seed that are making it the issue. Let me read these words found in Galatians chapter 5. And it says this: now the works of the flesh, some translations say the acts of the flesh, the actions of the flesh, which is actually the better translation. The works of the flesh are obvious. Everyone say obvious? Obvious. That was pretty obvious. That was good. Sexual immorality, moral impurity, promiscuity, idolatry, sorcery, hatreds, strife, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambitions, dissensions, factions, envy, drunkenness, carousing, eating Chilliwack corn, and anything similar. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. And Paul says, I am warning you about these things, as I warned you before, that those who practice, those that intentionally rehearse, practice makes perfect. Those who practice such things, may say such, you'll catch it, will not inherit the kingdom of God. And here's the two verses. Can we all read the words? You'll see them on the screen. Can we all read them out loud? Well, no, actually, you know what? No, let me read it. I want everybody just to listen to these words. And I would just want you in these next moments just to say, God, what's lacking in my life? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, working on your patience? Never pray for patience. That's a prayer I'll always answer. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And the last words, this is why I said, says, the law is not against such things. The law is not against such things. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The law is not against such things. Today's message, if you like to write down the message title in your notes or anything like that, it's called The Fruit Pursuit. The Fruit Pursuit. Now, this is something that you may find interesting. I'd love to have a show of hands, and for those of you online, I apologize, I can't see but I want you to think about this. I want to have a raising of hands, okay? Now you have to, okay, I'm going to ask you if you believe that corn is a vegetable or a grain or a fruit. So I want you to think about it. Is it a vegetable or is it a grain or is it a fruit? No Googling right now, okay? So all those who believe that corn is a vegetable? Raise your hand. Okay, all right. How many people believe that it's a grain? Ooh, okay, more people believe it's a grain. How many people believe it's a fruit? The farmer in the back. That's awesome. Way to go, Ruth. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay. It's all three. Yay, you all win. Yay. It's like competition in 2022. Everybody's a winner. Okay, that's good. Right, it's like, but it's all three, okay? It's a vegetable, it's a green, it's a fruit, all of them, because it's got a seed. Okay, I'm not, y'all figure that out here. But I want you to tell you, it is hard living the Christian life. It is hard making sure that you're always doing the right things. It's hard to say, okay, I got to work on this area in my life. I got to work on that area in my life, and understand that we don't work on the areas of our life to get some sort of approval from God. God already approved us by sending his son called Jesus to die on the cross for us. That's where we get our approval and our adoption. It's not about we're trying to win approval. We are trying to, in gratitude, be thankful for what he has done for us. And in that, we choose to surrender our lives. We choose, just like I don't yes, I may try to get Carrie's approval, but that doesn't affect the love aspect of it. I want to do things that are going to make her happy. Why? Because I love her. I want to be able to show my gratitude and my affection to her. That's the same thing as it is with God. And I think sometimes when we think about that, we think about the fruit of the Spirit, and we go, okay, love, joy, peace, patience, we think of all of these things, and then we go through this list and say, you know what, I got to work on my love, I got to work on my joy, I got to work on my patience, I got to work on, on my self-control, I got to work on these things. I think sometimes we put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. I think we sometimes are focusing on the wrong thing. And my prayer today is in these next few moments that you perhaps can get a better understanding of what Paul is actually saying to a church in Galatia about the fruit pursuit. See, all of us are waiting for that glorious peaches and cream corn to come. And then the pièce de résistance, the Jubilee corn comes. Taste and see that the Lord is good. You know what I mean? That's exciting. That's worth camping overnight to get. Just that Jubilee corn. Oh, it's so good. But sometimes I think that because really hardly any of us have an agricultural background, Summers and some others, but hardly any of us do. We want the produce without the process. We want to get the corn at the end of the day and then boil it and rub it in lard and fat and salt and everything it's basically a cardiac arrest on a plate. But it's God-given. Okay, anyways. We want that. But what about tilling the land? What about the seed planting? What about the water? All of those things that make up that whole thing at the end, we want to skip the entire process. And it's not just about corn, friends. It's about our lives. We want to be maxed out in love or joy or peace or goodness or any of those 9 fruit of the Spirit. And I know I've said it before, but if you want to know how you can memorize it, 3 of them on 1 syllable, 3 of them have 2 syllables, 3 of them have 3 syllables. I'm not going to go through it. You can do it in your head. If you are ADHD, you're probably already doing it. But, but just know that'll be an easy way. So you just really have to learn 3 sets of 3, and then you're on that list to be able to get over $600 worth of stuff there. But I think that there is a misconception about the fruit of the Spirit. See, we think the focus of the fruit of the Spirit has to be about focusing on the deeds, on the deeds, on doing things. Okay, I need to have more peace in my life, so I'm going to focus on making sure there is more peace around me. I may start to minimize things or simplify things, and I may work on this, or I may work on like choosing what relationships do I need? What relationships do I need to get rid of? What boyfriend has just been like an anchor and I need to get rid of them? Or like, maybe I won't get into any other people because I don't want to like have like, issues and counseling sessions. But like, what all of these things, I get rid of all that. I want to work on the peace, or I want to work on goodness. I know what I'll do. I'll work on goodness. That means like I'll stand outside of the grocery store, and when I see somebody who, is really frail, instead of tripping them like I normally do, I'll hold the door open for them. I'm going to work on goodness. And somehow we think that by working on those deeds, that we're going to somehow develop the fruit of the Spirit in that area. We say, I'm going to work on love. I'm going to buy that person a gift, get them a card, do something special. I honestly considered calling this message Dirty Deeds, but I was sure someone was going to go, done dirt cheap. No, so we're not going to call it that. But I say it because it does really dirty the deeds. Because you're doing these things in an attempt to glean something that you didn't work through the process to get. See, I want you to understand, if you take notes, the focus is not on the deed. The focus of the fruit of the Spirit is on the seed. Think about it. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace. The fruit of receiving the Spirit comes out on the other side, and it examples itself in other ways by love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. All of those things, that, my friends, is what speaks to the fruit of the Spirit. See, peace is not something you do and get. Peace, Paul says, is the byproduct. It's the fruit of the Spirit at work in your life. It's the seed. The fruit of the seed is love. The fruit of the seed is joy, is peace, is patience, is goodness, is goodness and kindness, and all of those things as well. See, our job, and this is what I want to finish with to help you understand. Our job is not to focus on the deeds. Our responsibility as farmers of our own lives is to focus on the seeds and the weeds. The seed being the Spirit of God in our life. And the weeds, those are the things all around us. See, what are the weeds? Well, the weeds are whatever you think gets in the way. See, the weeds are the things in the soil that work against the health of the seed. So if we use corn, it's everything in the soil that is going to work against the works of the flesh are obvious. The emphasis is on the wrong syllable. You've been focusing on trying to do things to be more gentle, more kind, more faithful. But why are you working on those things? Work on removing the things that are working against the fruit of the seed, the Spirit that is running and activated in your life. I said earlier that I believe that there's a misconception of the fruit of the Spirit. Because I believe that when we allow the works of the flesh, the acts of the flesh to play out in the soil, that we miss the conception of the seed of the Spirit in our lives. It's a misconception. We miss that opportunity because we have chosen to put something else in its place. I don't really have a lot of agricultural experience other than the fact that as a kid I baled hay in my backyard. Every summer I would bale hay because my uncle paid me $2 an hour and it was child labor. It's the way it was, a sweatshop. Throw me up in that. He'd put me up in the alcove there of the barn and throw all those bales in there, and they'd all be dusty. And let me just tell you, it was not worth the $2 an hour. I'll just tell you that much. But I will say this, that I have discovered when it comes to buying sod, buying flowers, buying anything like that, and in talking to farmers, it's the same thing. The thing that costs the farmer the least is the seed. It's the soil and all of the water and everything and the machinery that they need. That's what costs the money. And we're focusing too much attention on something that was given to us freely, the seed, thinking it costs us so much, when the truth is, it is what's costing us is our decision to till the land, to not focus on the deeds, but focus on receiving the seed and also on getting rid of the weeds around it. See, the fruit of the Spirit is the cultivation of what we have allowed to be conceived. I don't want any of us here today, wherever you are, to miss the conception of what the Spirit wants to do in your life.